Now we're going to discuss writing the equation of lines with parallel and perpendicular slopes. Okay, so here's our first example. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line passing through 2, -4 and parallel to the line with the equation y equals -3x plus 5. Graph the line. So my first question to you is, when you read about it being parallel, lines being parallel, and we're doing coordinate geometry, what jumps into your head that's a really important thing to help you with this problem? Parallel. Well, the big thing about parallel lines is they have equal slopes. So if it's parallel to a line with the equation y equals -3x plus 5, then that means this other line has to have the same slope of -3. So that's the first conclusion that I draw. And I can use that to begin writing the equation of a line. So I know the general equation of a line, y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to substitute in the slope of -3, okay? And then where do I get my x and y from? I get xy from any coordinate point on the line. So -4 has to equal -3 times 2 plus b. -4 is -6 plus b. Adding 6 to both sides, I get that b is 2. So I get the equation y equals -3x plus 2. It then asks us to graph the line. So on this particular line, the slope is -3, really over 1, which means go down 3 over 1. And the y-intercept is 2. So there's my y-intercept. And now I go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, and fill in the backside a little bit, connect the dot. And there's the correct graph. The big takeaway from this problem is that parallel lines have equal slopes. And then you do everything the same way you've been doing it in terms of writing the equation of a line. But because they're parallel, you're able to know what the slope needs to work out to be. Parallel lines have the same slope, so the slope had to be -3. Okay, here's the next question. Write an equation, point slope of a line passing through 2, -4 and perpendicular to the line with the equation y equals -3x plus 5. So this time we are going for perpendicular. Okay, a little stop and start action. Go ahead. Oh, before we do that, just a quick reminder. What are the slopes of perpendicular lines compared to each other? Perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. Negative means change the sign. Reciprocal means flip it upside down. Numerator becomes denominator. Denominator becomes numerator. So, go ahead. Do a little stop and start. Graph this guy and we'll see what you got. Okay, they're perpendicular, so they have negative reciprocal slopes. The slope of the line in question up here, y equals -3x plus 5, is -3, so its reciprocal is 1/3. Negative means change the sign. -3 was negative, it becomes positive, and reciprocal means flip. So 3 over 1 becomes 1 over 3. All right, let's find this equation of a line. This time it wants point slope. So 1/3 is going to equal y over 4 times x minus 2. Multiplying both sides by that x minus 2 in the denominator, and I get 1/3 times x minus 2 equals y plus 4. Or, as I've alluded to on others, you could take the time to switch the order. This is a little more proper, if you will, though they are both correct. Okay? Now, to graph this one, you might feel a little like, how do I graph this? Well, you graph it by starting not on the y-intercept, but at the point that is on the line. If it passes through 2, -4, that's on the line. So the first thing I want to do is plot the point 2, -4, and then I'll apply the slope, which is up 1 over 3. So there's 2, -4. Here's up 1 over 3. A little bit filling on the backside. And there is my red line. All right. So that is an example of writing the equation of lines that are both parallel, the previous question, and perpendicular, this question.